What the freak? Hey guys, so we're starting another reading vlog. What? I just finished my, what is that called? Guys, what is that called? I'm serious. My reading challenge video where I read the number of pages. The amount of times I pick up my phone determine the amount of pages I read. But now I think I'm just going to do a regular reading vlog until I think of another reading challenge that we can do. But I started My Dark Romeo in the last video, and so I decided to continue it. And I'm like 35% into it. And it's not the worst thing I've ever read. Like, a lot of people were saying that he is like rude to his staff and like says stuff about her eating and stuff. Let me make this clear. People claim that he takes the asshole, like the enemy, too far. I've gone into this book knowing that, like knowing he might push the boundaries, but I don't feel like my boundaries have been pushed. Like the last straw. I haven't felt that yet. Also, with the eating thing, he's not like body shaming her or anything like that, or like shaming her for her eating habits. He's just like knows she likes food, and if he wants her to do something, he'll be like, I'll get you a biscuit or something. Is he rude to his staff? But it's just like, I don't know, like she's a foodie. I don't want to like wholeheartedly defend this book because I am 200 pages out of like 600. Why is it 600 pages? Don't ask me. But like I haven't got any vibes he's being nasty to her because of that. Unless I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then him being like an asshole. Yeah. What are we here for? It's like an enemies to lovers, and we know the guy's going to be like a grumpy, stupid idiot. You know what I mean? He's not going to be the best guy in the world. He hasn't said anything that's made me entirely like want to pull a gun out. Like I just give him the side eye. I'm trying to find where I didn't like what he said. But other than that, I've been enjoying it. Or it's like been okay. He's talking about making nuclear level destruction weapons. Romeo, let's be serious. Like whenever people talk about hacking and just shit like that, it just takes me out of the story. And then he has this ex, and I'm not really sure what's up with her. I think she was very obsessive of him, and he says in his inner monologue that she was beautiful and she excelled everywhere where his current fiance is falling short. Not too much on Dallas. I also saw a lot of people saying like she's like kind of cringy or she's just not a good main character, and she's like been fine. The stuff that people are complaining about, like I'm just brushing over. It's not making me hate the book. But anyway, I'm gonna continue reading it and I'll come back to you with updates. I'm hoping to finish this in a few days. Long time no see. Coming to you guys with a big update, okay? I know, honestly, I don't know when that clip was filmed, but I'm back. I am still in class, you know. I'm currently in class right now, but I'm on break. Let's go. Anyway, I came on to tell you guys that I finished My Dark Romeo. I gave it 3.5 stars. How do I feel about this book? So I went into it knowing what I wanted. I think I explained to you guys that I was watching Maxton Hall, and even though My Dark Romeo does not give the vibes of Maxton Hall, I don't know. I just wanted like an enemies to lovers romance, and this is exactly what I got from it. I see where people can have some issues. I like the fact that he was an asshole throughout the entire book, and then you know, like once he started to get feelings for her, it lightened up a bit, and you could tell that he loved her, but you know, they still had that like sarcastic, kind of mean to each other type of vibe, and I didn't hate it. Why it's not anything higher than a 3.5 is because there were some scenes that were very much giving side eye. Okay, there was a sex scene, and why was blood involved? So everyone wants to talk about how our main character Romeo was mean to his workers, how our main character Dallas wasn't a good female main character, but everyone seemed to leave out the fact that there was a sex scene that involved blood. So I was not prepared for that. That was nasty. I hated every second of that. There's also another thing where, and I was very confused by this, Dallas has a little sister, and I'm confused if she's in college or not. Because they said that she's underage because one of Romeo's friends is trying to get with Dallas's sister, but they keep saying that she's underage, but she's in college. So I'm guessing maybe she's like 17, but I don't know. But even that conversation, and then them having that conversation of she's underage, like, no, and then him keeping like, is she of age yet? Like, girl, ew, I don't like this word. Yeah, I didn't like that. And then there was another thing that I didn't like 2 days ago when I was reading this, but I completely forgot. And honestly, it doesn't even really matter. I'm probably gonna forget about this book. I cannot believe this was almost 600 pages. It doesn't feel like it, and I'm not saying like it was too long, but I'm just like, how? But it was all right. I got what I wanted from it. I was entertained by it. I got the enemies to lovers that I wanted, and that's it. Throughout reading this book, I also had to read some like philosophy books. So I definitely did count those because, girl, what? I think I read Plato's Crito. I think I give that 4 stars if I remember correctly. Yeah, I really like Socrates' reasoning behind why, you know, he's like, I'm gonna stay in this cage and I'm not gonna escape. And then I also read The Passions of Felicity and Perpetua. I think I also gave that 4 stars. I love seeing a woman's perspective, even though it was said that another philosopher that I read before that, nobody cares, but another philosopher I read before that named Tertullian actually edited her shit. So is that really her words or not? I don't know, but that was good too. And then I also read, I think, something from Galileo, which I also liked. And I've read plenty more, but those are the ones I could find on Goodreads that weren't like 1,000 pages. But yeah, now I'm not sure when I'm going to read, but I do have to get back to class. But I will get back to you guys when I pick up my next book. Hey guys, so it's been a while since I talked to you. Well, to me personally. Last time I talked to you was in June. I'm pretty sure I was talking about my philosophy and religious books I was reading for my summer class, and unfortunately I am still held by the shackles by academia. I am not free because I'm taking 2 more summer classes. So my summer of reading that I plan to have, no, because why am I behind 4 books? You know, I'm about to actually reduce my Goodreads goal because I don't think I'm getting to 35. I can't even get halfway. I want to dedicate tonight to reading. I think I can read throughout my classes. I just have to manage my time better, but I cannot mess up this class. So, you know, if reading has to take another back seat, that's just what we're gonna have to do. Yeah, I want to let you guys know the books that I'm reading. Update, I want to give you guys an update. So before I get to the book that I'm currently reading, I want to talk about this other book that I've been reading on my iPad. I've been reading Perfect Strangers, which I don't know if I told y'all about that. I think I did, but I'm reading this and I think I'm almost like 100 something pages in. Let me see. But there's something about this book, y'all. Ooh, right as free. Dang. The cover is crazy. Like, what? I'm embarrassed to put this on my Goodreads and people are like, what is she reading, Kinky? I'm on literally page 92. I'm almost 100 pages in, and y'all, like, I read 2 pages and I can't do it anymore, and I put the book down. I don't know what it is. They're having sex and she's being so cringy. Like, she's making me uncomfortable. She said, "You will not spank me." He smiles. "Oh yes, I will. James, I'm a grown woman." Okay, maybe that's not cringy to you. Like, he starts doing something and she's like, "I'm trying not to die." Why are you speaking like that? She's acting like she's never had like anything before. I don't know why she's acting like this. She had a whole daughter. I say had intentionally because apparently her daughter died or something, and also like her husband. I don't know what's going on, and quite frankly, I don't even really care. I'm thinking about DNFing this because I don't like this. But now to the book that I'm currently reading, Destroy the Day. I don't know when I last updated you guys on this, but I am currently 171 pages into the book. Each time I try to pick this book up, I'm like, I'm going to get to page 200. I never end up getting to page 200. I read like maybe 20 pages and then I put the book down for various reasons. So tonight I'm going to try to get to 200, which is only like less than 30 pages away, and then I'm going to try to get to 250. Small incremental achievements. That's how you get far. So I'm gonna try and, you know, do that, and I'm gonna update you guys if I get to each of my goals. My ambitious goal for tonight is page 300. That's like ambitious, but I'm really trying to get this done before this class starts like racking up, because I think I've been reading this since June, and it's just like, girl, come on, like, I want to finish this. And then I also want to read other books, because these 2 books that I'm reading right now, they're not eating. I'm not excited to pick them up. I'm not giddy. And I really been craving like a book where I'm excited, I want to read it, I want to fly through it. And that's what Defy the Night was for me when I started reading it. But now I'm reading the 3rd book and I'm just like, boring, like, come on. But anyway, I'm gonna read this book and update you guys when I hit my goal for the pages. Wow, it looks so cute. Anyway, I'm updating you guys that I reached, I almost said level 200, page 200 of the book. Starting to get a little sleepy, but it did start picking up, and we just learned an insane plot twist. So I'm gonna try and keep reading, but to like 250, but I might see the next morning before I hit 250. I might fall asleep. Hey guys, what's up? So I'm on page 300 of Destroy the Day. Thank God I'm moving through this book. I do want to say a couple things. Spoiler, if you don't want to hear this, skip to this time. It really just riddles me that the people who are against Harrison, the king of the kingdom, your brain does not work, your brain doesn't function. Like, they're interrogating a previous guard, and the reasons why a lot of his personal guard and a lot of people of the kingdom and consuls have turned against the king is just stupid. Like, if you just use your brain for 6 seconds, you would be able to realize that these people are lying. The people who are like heading this rebellion against the king, they're clearly lying. This is making me mad, but whatever. I guess this is showing how desperate people are. You know, the scenery with what's going on in the book, this is just perpetuating how everything is just insane. People, authority is lacking. Oh my, it's just a lot that's going on. But I'm going to clean my room, and then I'm going to try to get to probably page 400 by the end of today, and I think that can happen. So I'll come back to you guys with updates. Hey guys, so big update. I'm so greasy. That's not the update I wanted. So disregard all that, y'all. I finished Destroy the Day. Or did Destroy the Day finish me? Yes, I am so greasy and oily and like sweaty. I'm sorry. I just got back from class, but I'm going to rate this a 4.5. Now, also sorry, you might be crooked too. This book, to get to page 100 was a struggle. I've featured this book in so many videos, and I was saying like, oh, I'm reading this. Girl, how long are you reading the book? Like, this has been said over the course of weeks. Like, you have to hurry up. So it took forever for me to get to literally page 100, and it was just like a struggle to like want to pick up this book. And then after like 50%, it started to pick up a little bit, and then just like right at the end, it was like boom, 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 which I kind of predicted it was going to be like that because it was so slow in the beginning. But this book had a crazy plot twist that I did not see coming whatsoever, and let's just say I was crying and sobbing. I don't think I was crying and sobbing to the level of Archer's voice, but I was sobbing. Actually, I would put it like right under Archer's voice. It was just so unexpected, and I was so upset because like I knew what this meant. I knew what the plot twist meant for everyone. As a whole, like, I feel like there was times where the characters were literally doing nothing. Like, I look back on this book and I'm just like, why was it 500 pages? And I realized it was literally like 100 pages of a single character, and she being Bridget Kemmerer, like really switched up the POVs and like the pacing of this story. With Defy the Night, it was only 2 POVs. Defend the Dawn was 3 POVs, and this was also 3 POVs, but it usually in Defend the Dawn it would switch back and forth, and like it was kind of shorter chapters, maybe like 10 pages. This, it was just like a single character's POV for like 100 pages for a long time, and it would get to the point where I would forget what happened in a previous character's POV because, hey, I haven't heard from you in like 200 pages. The sequencing of the POVs kind of threw me off because I was just like, I haven't heard from Korik in like 200 pages and we're still at the same place that we were when we last left him. Huh? Like, and then also the main couple, Korik and Tessa, they weren't even together until like 80% in. Our main couple wasn't together for 80% of the book? But I do understand why something took their place. But why wasn't our main couple in the This book is crazy, and I might have some other thoughts that I'm just like not talking about right now, but the end really made this a 4.5 because before the ending this book was going to be at like a 3, maybe 2.75, because I'm just like, what are we doing here? And also the main plot of Moonflower, I feel like that wasn't even a thing anymore. I feel like we totally shifted in Defend the Dawn, and the leftovers that were happening in Defend the Dawn, it was just all about that. Sometimes it did make sense. This book is weird. I'm gonna miss them nonetheless. Like, I was literally thinking about it and I was just like, girl, I'm not gonna have them anymore. I know I was complaining about how long this book was, but at the same time, where am I gonna learn about Cork and Tessa? When am I gonna hear Cork say, mind your medal, I'm coming, my love, and no wedding? There's a lot that Bridget has to explain. So novella when? Right now I'm in between books. While I was reading Destroy the Day, I was also trying to read some romance books. Let's just say I've been jumping around maybe like 5 or 6 romance books and I just haven't like chose one. I don't know what's wrong with me. I was reading Yours Truly, which was recommended me by Ozzy. Yeah! I've been reading that, and then I was also trying to read Perfect Strangers, but I told y'all that was getting weird. And then I tried to read Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood, and that was just, it wasn't the time. I've been trying to read a lot, and like nothing has been sitting right with me. The only thing that felt right was like finishing this book. So I was just putting all my energy into that. So now I'm lost. I have a book hangover. I was sobbing last night. I couldn't even finish the book last night because it was just too much. But I'm gonna get back to y'all when I pick up a new book, which I need a break. I need to let this marinate in my brain. So I'm back with an update on the book that I'm reading. I thought after Destroy the Day that I was going to have a book hangover and I wouldn't read a book for a few days, but I immediately jumped into this book, which kind of is making me give it the side eye. Like, why was I able to do that so quickly? But I'm currently reading Minx by Sophie Lark, and y'all, I'm like 107 pages in, and it's quite a short book, and I'm getting through it quite fast, but this book was nothing like I expected it to be, and I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, because when I picked this up at Target, I was under the impression that our main guy, his name is Ramses, hopefully I'm saying that right, he's like a billionaire, and he kind of has all like the attributes that are in like fictional romance books about billionaires. Like, he likes to control, he's not mean or arrogant, he's quite like lighthearted and funny towards our main girl. You know, he's not like the typical, I just contradicted myself, but he's like rich, but he's also like kind of a nice guy. So far he hasn't done anything that I'm like, oh, that's a bad man. I would like to specify he's all those like good attributes I just listed to Blake, but he is arrogant a little bit. Like, he's very like confident in himself. He'll be like, yeah, like I'm a great guy, like stuff like that, but like he's being funny. I don't know. That's not it. Okay, so then we have our main girl, which is Blake, and she is an escort. Blake is kind of highly renowned because she only takes like 3 clients. She said to like, after you do your thing with her, she changes your life. And so Ramses sees her at this event and he's like,
oh, well, now I have to have her. Are we serious?
So she's just like, no, like I only take on 3 clients. My roster is full. Basically rejects him. And then Moses his way in to finally get her to be, he ends up being her client, and he wants to be her favorite client and only client. So that's like that thing. And then another thing happens, and honestly, looking at the book now and reading this quote that's on the back of the book, I should have known better. It says, submission is a gift. The more powerful the person, the greater the gift. So I just thought this was going to be like your run-of-the-mill billionaire romance. The book is short, so I thought it was going to be like, not like Mariana Zapata slow burn, but I thought it was just going to be like a romance, and maybe she doesn't want to be with him, but he's like offering her a lot of money, and she's like, well, now I gotta get with him, and it's kind of like a forced proximity situation. None of the sort. And I looked it up on Goodreads and Storygraph, and none of the little like genres that's under the book said erotica. If I would have known that, I would not have picked up this book. But now I bought it and I'm just like, well, I'm not gonna waste my money. Yeah, so it is a little bit of that. He does make her dress up in a cat suit. I've actually never read anything like this. It's interesting to say the least. It's new to me to say the least. There's some things that I don't like that he does when she's in this suit, but I mean, like, she likes it, he likes it. I don't have to like it. I don't want to like yuck anybody's yum, but I'm hoping that maybe the development of this book, the progression of Ramses and Blake's relationship is that she can lose the cat suit and she can like be herself in the times that they share together. Ignore the background, but I feel like watching this back, I feel like maybe that's not really the point. Like maybe like she'll keep the cat suit, because the way she's describing her being in the cat suit, she says like she's free and she's able to like tap into things that she can't tap into. Listen, so she might not lose the cat suit, which is fine. Let's just see where the story goes. And what's crazy is like I was like looking up this book before I read it. This is why you gotta do your research. So I'm not mad. I'm not mad at anyone but myself, because I should have done a little research before I picked up this book. And that's usually what I do so that I'm not like thrown off or anything. But the first time in a while where I don't research the book, I didn't do anything. I just picked it up in the store, like read the back and bought it. Of course, it's a erotica romance where the girl is dressing up like a cat and the guy is petting her and like feeding her cream like it's milk. So this is interesting. Again, I don't want to yuck anybody's yum. That's not what I'm doing here. Honestly, I like the romance. It's just the cat stuff that's throwing me off, honestly. If it didn't have that in there, I would enjoy this book, because there's like a subplot of Blake having this underlying plan of trying to take over. She's trying to like get money so she can have her dream house, but hopefully, you know, I like it. I don't really know. Yeah, that's my update. I'll come back to you when maybe I'm like 200 pages in. So I'm back with an update. I am 200 pages into Minx. I'm not sure what percentage that is, but honestly, when I was around the 130, 150, maybe even 60 page mark, I was like, yeah, this book sucks. I hate it. The things I don't like about it, I don't like the business aspect. When they start talking about mergers and stocks, brain is immediately turned off, y'all. Like, I don't care one bit about that kind of stuff. I hate it, actually, and I actually skip all the parts that they start talking about business. And then also, like, you know, this is like a different type of book. I'm pretty sure this is like a erotica book, even though that nowhere is saying that it's a erotica book. I'm like, they have sex almost every chapter. Like, what do you mean this isn't erotica? Anyway, but then it started getting repetitive with that too, and I'm just like, bro, like, no. And I think I said before that this book would be so much better if it dialed back on that and explored the relationship, because I do think that, you know, Ramses and I almost called her Dallas. Ramses and Blake, they're very similar people in how they were brought up. And I think the way that their past has made them be as adults is also similar and can work well. They bring out the best in each other, obviously. And then we got to maybe like 170. And then things started kind of picking up for me. And I was just like, wait, I kind of like this. I literally have like 90 pages left. So I'm going to go eat dinner and then come back and finish this book. We're finishing this book tonight. No ands, ifs, or buts. Yeah, it started getting good though, to where like it wasn't just Ramses and Blake. The other characters were helping the book, and it was funny. It was just like a good time. I'm just like, yes, this is what I've been asking for this book to do. Like, I don't like the stuff that was happening in the beginning of the book. Like, that stuff was like, that's just not my thing. And I kind of like what's going on now, and I hope we get more of that. And also Ramses and Blake are starting to also get more personal. I'm going to be honest, I was skimming those scenes. Like, I didn't listen. That was before, like, I was like, oh, this might be funny and cool and fun, maybe. So before that, I was like, oh, I hate all these characters. I don't care about them. Why would I care about their backstory? I got the gist of it. It's fine. But why do we think, like, having like these complex characters, we're like, okay, let's make their mom an alcoholic and their dad kill themselves? What? What I mean by that is, for the characters to have some character development or to like prove why they're this way, they have to be like, my mom died. Oh yeah, like I had to watch my sister die. Yeah, I actually had to kill my dad.
That's why I'm like this.
It's like, why can't you just be this way? You know what I mean? Why do we have to have the troubled past all the time? And it's fine, but all the time? Side eye. Why every single book I read, the parents are fucked up? I'll come back to you maybe when I reach 250, or maybe when I finish the book. Who knows? All right, guys. So I just finished Minx. Remember when I said that I was going to like finish it that night? Yeah, I immediately fell asleep the second I touched my bed. But I finished it this morning and this afternoon. I'm gonna give it 2.75 stars. Some things went down in the last 100 pages of this book, and it's just very interesting to me. Didn't expect any of that. I will say the reason that I don't like this, first of all, the business talk, not for me. Anytime they were talking about it, I already covered that before, did not like it. And it just continued. Hated that stuff. And then also, the conflict only lasted not even a chapter. I won't say a lot, so I won't spoil it for you guys if you want to read it. But the third act conflict was like we didn't have to write it. We really didn't have to write it. If it was gonna be solved that quickly. And then another thing, I don't know. They just weren't my favorite couple. I actually liked the second couple that were introduced in this book more than I liked Blake and Ramses. I don't know. But yeah, this isn't my thing. I didn't enjoy it. Would I read Brutal Prince? Maybe. I also really did like the pictures. Oh, this is Kinky. That's Ramses. Oh, this is the two of them together. This one I really like. This is cute. The most like wholesome one of them all. This was alright. I think if we expanded on some of the scenes, I think maybe this is my fault. Because there were scenes like when they went to the Hamptons, I was like, oh, this is so cute. And I wish we got scenes of them like doing things in the Hamptons, not just them having sex in the Hamptons. Like, I get it. But that's why I'm saying this might have not been for me. And now I know that. So thank you, Zolby. But that's actually going to be the end of the video. I'm going to do a little wrap up of everything I read Minx. Then I, in the beginning of this video, read My Dark Romeo, which I'm pretty sure I gave that 3.5 stars. What I remember from reading that, which I was reading that in June, we're in the middle of July, babe. But I remember I got what I wanted from it. I wanted like a dark enemies to lovers romance, and that's what it gave me. It wasn't the best thing I ever read, but whatever. Then I read Destroy the Day, which destroyed me. We all saw that. Slow start, slow middle, the ending, back, emotional punch. Thank you, Bridget. Thank you for that. Then I just read Minx, which 3.5. But yes, this was a summer reading vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. More reading vlogs to come, and I'll see you guys in the next one.